Up with y'all, man? I know I didn't do a Sunday video. I know. So I'm back at it on Monday. Spent a lot of time today back testing, and a little more back testing. Just going over my journal from this year, last year, 2 years ago, even 3 years ago. Just getting myself in this situation of upgrading, of enhancing, getting myself to the next level in every single aspect. And yeah, I mean, that's just really the value of journaling. I've been really trying to be more intentional when it comes to my journaling, making sure I'm being as accurate in terms of putting everything down, how I'm feeling before the trade, after the trade, what made me get in, even what made me get out, why I think that I lost, what I learned, just various things that can add to it, something that I can come back on even a week later. And that's what I've been doing. I've been looking at my trades from last week and just trying to figure out, like, why did I have such a great week? I had a pretty good week, best week thus far, being full-time. But as y'all can see, like, I struggled my first 2 weeks, and that really played on my mental for sure. I wanted to make a video about that, actually. I think, 2 weeks ago, like during this week, I was really going through it mentally because I really questioned my decision going full time. I don't want to say my trading ability, but definitely my decision. I kept questioning, asking myself, like, did I make the right decision? Did I do it too early? Just things like that. But as y'all can see, this week looking pretty green. Last week started off 3K, then 1K. And keep in mind, this is combined with my funded, and I don't have to fund it yet. I'm still in the challenge. I have to make 3,000 more to get to the second stage. So I'm still in the first stage. I just want to give y'all some context. But let's say hypothetically, like, what if that was my real account or my account? That would be crazy. That's a crazy week. 3K, almost 2K. This was, I think I just took a faulty entry and I was like, let me get out real quick. And then I got back in. So that trade, let me see. Yeah, y'all see it. So I went back into that, and that was reflected over here. So same trade with both of these, 700 small, and then we topped it off with 4K. So I mean, that was a great week. But imagine if that was my real account, and also imagine if I never documented any of this. I wouldn't be able to take advantage of those losses, because losses are good as well. I talked about this in another video, but just highlighting the value of opportunities that sound good and opportunities that sound bad, things that may look good and things that just may look bad, things that may happen that are positive and things that happen that are negative. But everything can be maximized to its fullest extent based on how you operate, how you look at it. So as I took these L's, I looked at it as a positive thing and took advantage of those L's to document. So I've created some notes. Some of these I didn't create, which I'm upset at myself about, because, like, it's just an L. I'm not able to capitalize off of it. I'm not able to learn from it because I don't even know what I did or what I was thinking about. But the other ones I did. As you can see, the wins, made sure to apply the notes, forgot to do it for the L. So it's just maintaining that consistency as well when it comes to that. But I mean, it's been cool so far. Also, I also wanted to talk about the value of risk management. I've never seen this, the first time really that I've really seen the full potential, full extent, and full benefit of maintaining positive risk, well, not risk to reward, but risk management, and as well as maintaining a positive risk to reward. For me, my standard is 1 to 2. And just applying that risk management, man, I wish y'all could see. I have like sticky notes all right here. I have it taped to my computer because the adhesion wasn't adhesing Nah, but I do have everything outlined for my fundeds for my 25K, my 50K, and then the 100K. None of those fundeds are mine. Just want to say that. So it's so valuable. It's so valuable because, and I could talk all day long about how valuable it is, but you see it right in front of me. Notice how small the L's are relatively to the wins. My largest L was 2.6K. And that, actually, I just thought about it. That's the one that I risked up on. I don't know why. Looking back on, no, I remember why. I wanted to extend my stop loss just a little bit, just to give it a little more room. So that 2.6K, that was really supposed to be like, let me see, because I remember it was like 2,000. Yeah, it was 2,000. I was supposed to risk 1,000, and then I was like, I want to give it a little more room, so I extended it to 2,000. I ended up losing a lot more, but it is what it is. That's something I chose to do in the moment. But just notice how small the L's are relative to the wins. That's mainly what I wanted to say. Very small, man. Very small. Or not very small, but not as big as the dubs. Like, you see 4K? 4K? 3K? Man, and then this one should have been 3K. I was up 3K on this trade. Keep in mind, I was up 3K and forgot, bro. Stupid stuff. Forgot. That's another lesson I learned last week. It's the value of the TP and being intentional when it comes to placing that. I was more so focused on the stop loss, but the TP, oh my, bro. This one, I was up $3,000 with the funded. So I was up it was these two. So this one, this position here, I was up 3,000. This position, I was up, I think 600. Yeah, 600, 3,000. The trade went my way, hit my stop, my TP, my projected TP, but I didn't actually place the TP. So price ended up reversing all the way back, and I ended up only taking 500, 100. So I learned a lot last week, despite the wins, because I won. I did a great week. I had a great week, but I still learned a lot. Even though I had some mistakes, I had some L's within the W's. But everything, hello my dog. Everything is in the pursuit of maximizing it and becoming the greatest trader that I can be. What's up, bro? Nah, you gotta say what's up to them first. You can't just come under my desk like that. Come on. You gotta say what's up. You gotta say what's up, bro. Don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know. Alright, I'm done. Hey. Alright, so yeah. Let's get into the charts though. Enough of all that talking and yapping and yip yappers and smackers and cheek clappers. So let me put my screen over here. Alright, so first pair I want to look at is gold. So gold, as you can see, let me go down or go up to the weekly. Weekly is bullish, as you can see, a lot of greens going on, coming all the way up here. We have reached an area of resistance, reached 34.30, extended, and we've seen some liquidity, as they would say, or just an area of resistance. Hit once, hit twice, came up here again 3 times, rejected it. But notice how every single time it hits, we're developing this angle, and notice how the angle gets smaller and smaller and smaller as we come up here, and that's why I drew this trend line on the daily time frame. The 4 hour, we are basically bouncing how many times? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's call it 6. This is the 6th bounce from here. Nice bullish candle, bullish engulfing, extended past this point, and it seems like it broke structure. I know we do have a gap here, but pretty much you can see a little more on the 4 hour. Pretty much broke structure, broke all of this. Let me just do this. Broke pretty much all of this. So yeah, that's definitely giving us more of those bullish signs, which I expected. what I was really aiming for was, as you can see right here, last week I had this arrow coming to the trend line and a bounce off, and we're slowly getting that. We're just in the transition phase of moving to the upside. So what I'm really looking for is just some sort of, and we're kind of seeing that now, is a pullback for a push, like pullback somewhere around here. It could just be there and then push. We've already seen the bullish signs. We have a higher low right here. I noticed this last night, so that's why I drew this box right here. Noticing, was it last night or today? Yeah, it was last night. So last night I had this double bottom. I didn't want to get into any trades. I didn't want to like just be premature with it. I was fine waiting for some sort of breakout and a pullback. Patience, sit on your thumb sometimes. So yeah. So as we're here, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait. I'm gonna draw my fib. Best place to put it. So don't be surprised if it does drop down a little further, maybe within like this area, and also in coordination with the moving average. So it could come down to here, and then we could see that reversal, or really continuation in our intended direction. Ultimately, I have a daily fill. I have it coming all the way up here, breaking this area of resistance. Gold is always bullish. So eventually it will break out of this and it will keep going to the upside. So really, ultimately, it will, I'm gonna be more confident on these videos. It's gonna come all the way up here. Yeah, let me give my, it's gonna come all the way up there. Let's call it 35.40. 35.40. It's gonna hit that in due time. In due time. EJ still bullish. Still bullish. 4 hour. So earlier today we did see some bearish signs, stuff like that, but it's still pretty much bullish. So I'm not really touching it right now. I wouldn't touch it until we get some major pullbacks, something like that, or if it like breaks structure, then that's different. But I'm curious as to how it will conduct itself, despite, well, really just considering how I expect gold to move. I expect gold to go bullish, so we'll just see how that translates with EJ. But in the meantime, I'm chilling. As of right now, bullish. That's all I gotta say. As of right now, we are bullish. Still seeing those bullish signs. We have a hammer, bullish candle right here. I wouldn't go as far as to say an engulfing, but did close above these two previous candles. So still maintaining that structure temporarily. Could be temporarily, could not be. Who knows? EJ. And then GU, I spent a lot of time here. I like it. This is probably my best markup compared to all of the other markets thus far. I just really like the way this looks. Honestly, but similar situation to gold. I'm expecting a pullback, and as you can see, I have my arrow. Earlier, it seemed to reject this blue zone, so that's why I was like, maybe it could create a pullback down here and then a push, but then it ended up closing pretty bullish. As of right now, it's making an effort to close above that blue zone. So either way, I wouldn't be surprised. Then again, I'm still waiting for a pullback. It could hit the back side of this trend line, could come all the way down to the, whoa. What the hell? All right, so what was I saying? So yeah, this fib is throwing me off. Sorry. So I have point A, point B still within this bearish sequence, but if it does close and break structure, then I'm going to take that off. But I was targeting these lows, but overall it's bullish. It's bullish, so we do have to keep in mind of that. I do have it reaching all the way up here in this zone, so let's call it 137 extended. Yeah, that's EJ though, breaking this trend line. Do expect it to pull back to some extent, but we'll see. And then lastly is UJ. Let's go with the weekly. With the weekly, I do want to highlight that it did create an area of exhaustion, and on the daily, I think it already or almost it's about to close in a little less than 2 hours. But notice the major exhaustion above the zone 146, 530. Also, I believe it's like a major area of support, resistance, support, resistance, support. So you see that now acting as an area of support. On the 4 hour, you should see like a bullish push, in which, dog, you see where I got in, right? This is how small I got from the whole entire move. That's funny as hell. Like, I am ultimately grateful for what I did get, and I'm proud of myself for taking advantage of the opportunity. But damn, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yo, that thing kept pushing. And another lesson, hold the trades. I have too many trades last week that I just got out pretty early due to me looking on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, seeing slight bearish candles and bearish signs. So I was just like, let me get out. But sit on your thumb. So you got to sit on your thumb. Sit on your thumb. And the thing just kept pushing. This is a TP issue as well for my funded. I forgot that I had my TP set. So this time I actually placed the TP, but I had it set here. I forgot to take it off. I forgot to unset the TP because it kept going. But I ended up making, what is it, like 4K? So it is what it is. But yeah, in terms of what I'm expecting on the daily, have exhaustion, but we're still bullish. As of now, I would say still bullish. What do I see? What do I see? For me, I'm not trading this. First of all, I want to say that I'm not trading this. If I were to trade it, I need some sense of direction. And what I mean by that is, as of right now, based off this exhaustion, based off this engulfing, I'm questioning where we are right now. What is this market's intent? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? So we did have a bullish past. Oh, god dang. We did have a bullish past, and as of right now, currently we have received a lot of bearish momentum. So what I would want to see is, if we're bullish, then create some sort of higher low. And this could just be a long-term, or not long-term, but just a pretty steep pullback, like a 50% for that eventual bullish push. Or if it does come down, continues to go down, breaks this area of structure, and this is better for me, comes down here, breaks this structure, and does something like that, then that's different. But notice the moving average is still bullish on the 2 hour, 4 hour as well. I'm sure on the daily, no, daily is going down. So very, very interesting. Now that I'm on the daily, I'm also noticing this trend line. Why is my giant yellow? Maybe black. Notice I really gotta try to make it work. They're not always looking the best, but I mean, it's the best that I can do. And then again, daily didn't even close yet, so we do have to consider that long-term bearish on the higher time frames, based off the daily, based off the weekly. Pretty bearish, but rejected this area of support on the higher time frame. So I mean, it's just a matter of what price will do in response to all of this. Will it break structure and create a bearish market, or is this just a pullback? And I believe this is a 50%. Let me pull out the fib. We're gonna alter it from point A, point B. No, it's a little further than the 50, so 61.8. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Not pushing it, not stressing it. This is what I'm looking at though. I know, again, it's not Sunday, but we're here. We're consistent. We don't miss. I tell you that. We don't miss though. We don't miss though. We don't miss though. Like, Oreo, you want to say anything? Nah, I think you good. I'll catch you on the next video. I just dropped a vlog today, so if you watch that, you a real one. I'll catch y'all.